Hey guys, welcome back to Objective Reviews. The Pixel 2 XL from Google was announced earlier this year and quite late into the year. So, is this the flagship killer that we were promised? Or is it a dud? Or does it pack any surprises that will just blow its competition out of the water? Let's find out. The unboxing experience was pleasant, especially coming from Google. The hashtag Team Pixel branding on the back adds a nice touch. Opening up the box and wait, what? Where's the phone? You lift the cover and you see the cables and charger packed with unnecessary amounts of paperboard. Aha! I gotcha. I already had the device out of the box, set it up, and ready to go because the setup process is pretty long, similar to setting up any device that runs iOS. And I didn't want to bore you guys with any of that stuff, so yeah, let's move on directly to the device in the box. So back in the box it goes and it gets Kylo's stamp of approval, just like the iPhone 10 we reviewed earlier. If you haven't seen that review, the link is going to pop up right here, but go there after you finish watching this one. The fingerprint scanner on this is fast. However, not the fastest I've used. The OnePlus 3 and 3T scanner are by far the fastest in my test, the iPhone 8 closing in second, and the Pixel 2 XL will rank somewhere around the 4th or the 5th position. So it's not the fastest, but it gets the job done. It's also conveniently placed on the back at a position where whenever you're holding the device, you can conveniently reach it and you don't have to change your grip to, go and unlock the device like on certain phones. The Pixel 2 XL sports a decently sized OLED screen with a tall forehead. That's where your front-facing camera is. More on that topic in a bit. On the back you have the shiny G logo, so you can let people know that you're a ballin' G. The specially coated aluminium back recesses to house the fingerprint scanner, which is very conveniently placed, followed by the 12.2 megapixel f1.8 rear camera. So let's talk about that OLED display. Like any other OLED display, it has a color shift at extreme angles. No surprises there. If you're using your phones at those angles, well, maybe you shouldn't have those phones because they aren't meant to be used at that particular way. You just need to hold it. So you're holding it wrong. The home screen paired with the new live wallpapers really excites me. The always on lock screen is also a great feature that I wish Apple had done on the iPhone 10. But I hope this doesn't lead to any burn-in issues if your notifications stay static for too long. The home screen uses the entire length and width of the display. As you can see, you have your gentle Android buttons at the very bottom and your status bar at the very top. But open an app and the story is kind of different. Not a lot of apps have optimized for these edge-to-edge or bezel-less displays, and that is very unfortunate. Now, I'm not comparing iOS apps and Android apps. I'm just talking about apps in general. A lot of apps need to start adapting to these because more and more phones are going to go bezel-less or edge-to-edge displays or whatever you'd like to call it. And that is a trend that has been set in 2017 and it will carry forward to 2018, 2019, and hopefully we see something new in 2020 like hologram displays, which the red phone is going to bring. But an edge-to-edge display has come on an iPhone very recently. It's been about a month, not even a month. And that's where the problem is. Android phones have had these edge-to-edge displays for a very long time. And apps are not optimized for it. Apps are not taking advantage of these edge-to-edge displays, and that is something that really saddens me. You guys have a lot of opportunity and it's just being wasted. I'm talking to app developers, not the phone users. So yeah, I hope that was clear. Watching videos on the screen is a pleasure. The 18:9 aspect ratio makes watching movies an excellent fit, especially those mastered for the cinematic ratio. And you can always zoom in a bit when watching content in Netflix or YouTube. Now, whenever I'm out with friends and hanging out, there's always a joke on some of us who own iPhones, how we can't send files over Bluetooth. Yeah, it does hurt a little bit here because not that we can't transfer files, but because these people don't know that something called as AirDrop exists. Don't tell them. But anyways, so to view this particular video file that I'm talking about, it's a 4K at 24 FPS, I guess, but it's mastered in HDR, and that is what I wanted to test on this phone. Now, unfortunately, Google ships with a USB-C to USB-C cable, and I don't have a USB-C port on my computer, so I thought I'll transfer the file over to my 3T, whose cable I have and which did not work on the Pixel for some reason. But anyways, so I transferred the file over to my 3T, and then I thought, hey, let's use this NFC tap thing that Google has, and it did not work. Okay, moving on. So I thought, let's try Bluetooth, because the 3T has Bluetooth 4.0, the Pixel has Bluetooth 5.0, so the transfer should be pretty fast, and no, that didn't work either. So I thought, okay, let me try share it, and that thing stopped the file transfer about 4 or 5 times before it finally transferred the 700 megabyte file, and I was able to play it. Long story short, I was finally able to watch this 4K file, which is mastered in HDR on the Pixel, and yep, the native video player does not allow me to double tap to zoom in. There's no way you can scale the content up in the native video player. Massive oversight by Google. Shame on you guys. Google really loves showing off the sequence during the event of Google Assistant, where you can squeeze the phone to toggle it, but I don't understand why they were this excited. It's still only a great conversational tool that can tell you the weather or the soccer scores at best. Ask it to play music and it still falls flat on its face. Not that it has one. Don't believe me? Well, let's take a look.
Anything I can do for you?
What's the news like?
Here are some matching news articles.
Okay, so not sure why the screen just dimmed there, but let's keep going. What do I have on my schedule today?
No matching events found.
Who is Nikhil Nigade?
According to Wikipedia, in January 1938,
How many elements are there in the periodic table?
118 elements.
Okay,
According
so
to Lentech, this
that
list
again.
contains the 100.
Play some chill music.
It looks like you haven't chosen a default music provider. You can do that in the Google Assistant settings, then try asking again.
Okay. Play some chill music.
Okay, here's a Google Play music station called Chillwave.
Play some chill music.
Okay, here's a Google Play music station called Chillwave.
And nothing. So it's pretty disintegrated from what I can tell, but she does okay for your general questions, but not so well if you're asking questions about integration into system services and system apps and third-party apps. So that is still something Google Assistant lacks with, and most importantly, the context awareness is fine, but not very useful. So machine learning for taking photos, Google, you got me, but Assistant, yeah, no, not cutting it. You have a lot of work to do in that area, and you better get on it because Siri and Alexa are kicking your ass. Talking about photos, well, that is the one place where this device really shines. Now, it has a particular setback, but before I tell you about it, let's take a look at the photos. Let me not deviate from the point. Both of these cameras are fantastic, and let nobody tell you otherwise. The iPhone X can barely compete with it, except for the video where the rear camera does take a considerable hit in quality of the final output. The photos are crisp edge to edge in the JPG and RAW formats, no HEIC here. The photos do feel a bit oversaturated, but I didn't personally mind it. If you do, you can always quickly fix it in Google's Snapseed app, which is fantastic. Like I mentioned in my iPhone X video, the Google Pixel 2 XL is the king of portrait photos for now. It'll probably stay there till Apple's offering comes out of beta mode. My bet is on Google though. There's no way Apple is going to turn their OIS telephoto lens into a selfie machine. So that's my take on the Pixel 2 XL. Its only flagship killer feature are its cameras. and pair with the OS to go with it, well, thumbs up. Now, the slight hitch that I was talking about the cameras is that the shutter is really slow. When you snap any photo, it takes almost a second for that photo to get saved and you get back access to the camera, and that is just no, Google. And that brings me to my last point. If you liked this video, hit the like button. If you disliked it, you know what to do. Leave me a comment down below and let me know why you disliked it. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the bell icon so you get a notification whenever I upload a new video, like the OnePlus 5T maybe. Who knows? I'll see you in that particular video, whichever it is. Cheers.